Welcome. Today I will discuss about menstrual cycle. So what is menstrual cycle? Menstrual cycle is a monthly cycle which happen in every woman. So the ultimate goal of the cycle is to produce a baby. So in each month, one of the ovaries, not the two, only one of the ovaries release an egg into a process which is called the ovulation. And after the ovulatory period is occurred, then the ovum is released into the fallopian tube, and when it is the fertilized with the sperm, then it will implant in the endometrium of the uterus. And so at the same time, the hormonal changes prepare the uterus for pregnancy. So the overall cycle is called the menstrual cycle. So, what is menstruation and what is menstrual cycle? Is the menstruation and menstrual cycle is same? No, the menstruation cycle is the cycle which changes the woman body through the menstruation process. So it is involved the four phases like menstruation, follicular phase, ovulation, and the luteal phase, and back menstruation again. So after each cycle, menstruation again. Menstruation is the discharge of blood from the vagina through the breaking of endometrium of the uterus. It is the menstruation, and menstrual cycle is the entire process in which the four phase is involved. So what is the four phase of menstruation? Firstly, the menstruation is first one, and then the follicular phase. Third is the ovulation phase, and then the luteal phase. So in this picture, the menstrual cycle phases is explained. In menstruation phase, the endometrium is breaking, so the blood is lost from the vagina. And in follicular phase, the primordial follicle develop into the Graafian follicle in the ovary. Then the ovulatory phase, the ovum is released into the fallopian tube, and at the influence of a hormone, the endometrium is developed again and it became thicker. In luteal phase, also the endometrium is thicker, and in the help of the corpus luteum, the estrogen progesterone is released, and it helps to produce the endometrium lining thicker. So here is the picture. So, what is menstruation? Menstruation, if no embryo, means fertilization if does not occur during the period of when the ovum is entered into the fallopian tube, then there is no sperm, then the fertilization is not occurred. So, the corpus luteum is begins to turn into corpus albigans, and then it will turn debris. So corpus luteum secrete the hormone estrogen and progesterone, which level drops suddenly, and due to this, uterine lining detaches from the myometrium, and menstruation can begin. In menstruation, what is content mainly content tissue, blood, and unfertilized egg. All discharge is going through the vagina, and it can take 3 to 7 days. So after the menstruation phase, the follicular phase is happen. In follicular phase, the both ovaries, in ovaries, the primordial follicle turn into the Graafian follicle, mainly FSH. In the influence of FSH, FSH secrete from the anterior pituitary in the influence of GnRH, which secrete from the hypothalamus. So estrogen levels firstly low, and then the anterior pituitary secrete FSH and LH stimulation follicle to develop. Firstly, FSH going through 20 or 30 follicle, and then one follicle is developed and turn the Graafian follicle. From this the oocyte is released. So cells around egg enlarge, releasing estrogen. When cells going through this process, it release estrogen. This causes the uterine lining thick. So in ovulatory phase or ovulation period, LH is a higher level. LH should happen or LH surge happen, and FSH is still being released for another 3 to 4 days, and then the follicle, the Graafian follicle rupture and releasing ova into the fallopian tubes. And in fallopian tubes, ova lifespan is around 24 hours. In luteal phase, when the corpus luteum is formed when the Graafian follicle releases the egg, the corpus luteum is formed. The entire follicle is known as corpus luteum without an egg. So it continues to secrete estrogen. Corpus luteum continues to secrete estrogen along with the progesterone. So when only ovum or Graafian follicle secrete estrogen, not progesterone, but corpus luteum also secrete progesterone. Progesterone further develop the uterine lining, and if the pregnancy does not occur, if does not occur, the corpus luteum turn into the corpus albigans and then into the debris. So it is the overall phases of the menstrual cycle. Thank you. I think it will help in your studies.